Welcome to Sports Geek Throwback. Here's your host, the sports geek himself, Sean Callanan.
G'day, I'm Sean Callanan from Sports Geek, and welcome to Sports Geek Throwback, where I pick out the best bits from the Sports Geek podcast archive. For this week's Sports Geek Throwback, I go back to episode 177 with James Royer, published in December 2017. James was at the Kansas City Chiefs at the time. He is now the founder of Standard 54. James was actually guest one back when my interviews were radio segments on episode Grandstand and SCN, if you want to go back all the way back to episode 1. Remember, if you need help across your digital marketing and sponsorship efforts, please get in touch. We love applying the digital to dollars process to help your team build revenue. In this throwback episode, James and I discuss how important the first 10 seconds of your video content is. Remember, you can listen to the full episode at sportsgeekhq.com/177. Enjoy. So from individual pieces, is it particular, are you always testing different types like square images or images that have that little bit of flair, so they're movie-like, the graphics that have a little bit of turn, so they're a movie, so they're working well on Facebook, but they also catch the eye to stop people. Are there particular things that you're doing that you're saying, oh, they're working, and then monitoring, like what I'd be interested in, I think probably listeners are as well, is what stats are you looking for to say, oh, yes, that did work, we're going to try it again and try to double down on it, or then try it on a different platform? How does that sort of process work for you guys?
Yeah, so I think we'll start with video. Just one of the things we learned was, now the NFL has, sort of guidelines around video usage and what we can do from platforms. So Twitter, we can utilize the highlights within Snap to Whistle, within Snappy TV, whereas we took a different approach with Facebook. But I think what we found out when we were telling a story, if we put video highlights within that first 3 seconds of the video, that captured attention, and our engagement rate increased dramatically as a result of that. Yep. Got people to watch the video, got to engage longer, and they watch the video for longer. Yep. And whether it's a sit-down interview or whatever it might be with the player or coach, just mixing that in the first, it was a very strategic move, and we tried and we kind of really analyzed it and said, hey, that was something that really resounded. And we also did, it's been a shift too. So we talked about, we've been on the show since 2013, whereas, where it is in 2017, video has taken a lot of big changes in social space, obviously in that time frame, and kind of where videos have grown. I was trying to think back 2013. I don't know if even Facebook allowed video at that point in time. I could be wrong, but
no, it was still in its infancy.
And you think about it, that was 4 years ago, and that's really not that long. Like it's changed dramatically. So we see obviously video views. We were views per fan. We're number 4 overall in all the NFL, and that's pretty significant. So we have a really great team here who just does some phenomenal storytelling in our video production unit. They win a lot of Emmys every year, and we do television shows. But what we shifted it was, instead of building stuff for broadcast, then putting that on digital, we shifted it where the best stuff was being developed for digital, and then we may put that on broadcast, and that made a big difference as well. Yeah,
I mean that is a focus. I think the thing is, there you were saying, that first 10 seconds is so important. We all know that, Facebook, if we're looking at Facebook counts a view in 3 seconds. But what I'm seeing is more advertisers and brand people asking what the 10-second view is. And if you're looking at you really should be diving in to look at what's the average view time. And it is really important what that first 10 seconds will actually extend it. Because if it's that warm up and people, you've got to stop the thumb. You've just got to stop it to get it there. So, I think it's really important. And for mine, when talking to the video creators, is to get them into the mentality of diving into those stats. Whether it's looking at the individual video stats to see how it's played out, and then the other part is looking at the differences of the audience demographics of who has watched. What does the audience demographic look like that watched 10 seconds? What's the audience demographic look like that watched 95%? because that's really important, because if they're just doing a certain video for a certain audience all the time, it's really hard to get that real, breadth of audience and depth of audience which you want with your video.
If you like this Sports Geek Throwback episode, please check out the full episode at sportsgeekhq.com. Please share Sports Geek with your sports business colleagues. We appreciate you sharing. We love working with podcast listeners. Please get in touch so we can help your team. Go to sportsgeekhq.com/phone call. All Sports Geek episodes are available at sportsgeekhq.com and all podcast platforms.